Hello, this is Pastor French bidding you welcome to another segment of Daily Bread. I have been discussing the direction our country is taking away from the first principles it was founded on. Just in my lifetime, I've seen great changes take place. We are becoming more and more a strictly secular society, leaving the teachings of Jesus behind. I'm not referring to religion in whatever form, because, in my opinion, the major religions do not always reflect these teachings. I'm speaking of the teachings of Jesus on how we should live if we are to receive the blessings of the Father Jehovah. Without this foundation, men are simply not able to govern themselves. Some of the founders of America understood this and tried their best to establish a government that would benefit its people and not be oppressive to its citizens. But even as they went about the process, some of them knew it probably wouldn't last long, even if they did all they could to make it so. Thomas Jefferson was one of these men. According to what I've read that he wrote, he didn't believe it would last long. He was a man who, by his own testimony, believed in the moral teachings of Jesus as the greatest morality ever taught by man. But he did not believe in Jesus as the Son of God and discounted the miraculous birth and all the miracles he performed during his ministry. Hence, in the Jefferson Bible, he took out all references to miracles and healings that Jesus did. He left out the virgin birth and the resurrection of Jesus. All he left was the moral teachings, and he discounted the Apostle Paul completely. If we take away the miraculous from Jesus' life, we take away the foundation and the power of the teaching he brought to us and make him no more than any other philosopher in history. It is no wonder that Jefferson and men like him did not really think the government that they established would last for any length of time. Jefferson echoed this himself by his own words on the subject. And here is a quote: "The people cannot be all and always well informed. The part which is wrong will be discontented, in proportion to the importance of the facts they misconceive. If they remain quiet under such misconceptions, it is lethargy, the forerunner of death to the public liberty. What country before ever existed a century and a half without a rebellion? And what country can preserve its liberties if their rulers are not warned from time to time that their people preserve the spirit of resistance? Let them take arms. The remedy is to set them right as to facts, pardon and pacify them. What signify a few lives lost in a century or two? The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. It is its natural manure." Here's another quote: "I predict future happiness for Americans if they can prevent the government from wasting the labors of the people under the pretense of taking care of them." These words were in a way prophetic, because that is exactly what we see happening today in our government. Without the proper foundation, the house cannot stand, because it will always be divided, as I said last time. Jesus did not come with just a set of moral teachings, but he also came with power. Jefferson made the same mistake that Paul spoke to Timothy about, recorded in 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 5. Speaking of how people would be in the last days, he said, "having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away." We know that Jesus did not speak like all the other philosophers that had gone before him, and that he lived in his day because of the testimony of the people that heard him speak. In Matthew's Gospel, chapter 7, verse 28 and 29, it states, "And it happened when Jesus finished these words, the crowds were amazed at his teaching, because he was teaching them like one who had authority, and not like their scribes." Again, in John's Gospel, chapter 7, verse 46, it states, "The officers replied, 'Never has a man spoken like this.' There was a definite difference in the way Jesus spoke than other men. What he was saying came directly from his Father Jehovah and by his authority." The moral teachings were great, but without hope, they are without strength and will utterly fail. Paul said that there are three that remain: faith, hope, and love. Without these, there is no foundation, and the house will fall. Thanks for watching. And until next time, remember, give love, give life, give Jesus.